How you doing? I'm so glad you joined us again today. Do you remember growing up and going to church on Easter? Easter. All churches all across the world, no matter what Christian denomination it was, everybody celebrated Easter. Even for those who didn't go to church, they would go to church on Easter Sunday. We call it Resurrection Sunday. It's a unique and a great Sunday because we honor the day that Jesus Christ arose from the dead. It's very important for us as Christians to celebrate Easter. But I want to show you something first before I talk more about it. So check out this video and we'll talk a little bit more right when it's finished.
When I was a little girl, I loved getting gifts. I loved birthday presents, Christmas presents, and encouraged my parents to celebrate other holidays, including my half-birthday. I particularly liked Easter because it usually involved chocolate. I love chocolate. Way too much, but I do. One Easter when I was 8, my parents brought out an exquisite-looking gift. It was perfectly wrapped with shiny gold wrapping paper, neatly cut, folded, and taped. You couldn't even see the tape. And on top sat a red ribbon that was just waiting to be untied. I asked if it was for me. My daddy said it was and that it was a very special gift. I was so excited to open it, I could barely stand it. When Easter morning arrived, I was bursting with excitement. I asked if I could finally open it, and well, they said I could. So I quickly took the present in my hands, untied the ribbon, ripped off the top, and looked inside the box. I stared in disbelief at what I saw before letting out a big old wail. That's right, I cried. Fortunately, my parents knew what I probably hoped it would be, and so they also handed me a bag of chocolates and a stuffed Easter bunny. Now that's what I really wanted, the important stuff. I mean, what do I know? Who knew one day I would see that beautifully wrapped present for what it was? The greatest gift I've ever received. What's even better is this is a gift for you as much as it is for me. Hopefully you won't cry when you open it, because you see, the greatest gift you've ever received is empty.
Great story, wasn't it? This was a great story from a young lady who was remembering about her Easter Sunday when she was little. Man, I really appreciate that story. And I have another story I want to share with you today. It's about a young boy by the name of Johnny. You see, Johnny was born with an umbilical cord wrapped around his neck. And unfortunately, it actually choked him and cut off the circulation to his brain for a few minutes. But that caused brain damage. But his parents decided that they didn't want Johnny to be any different than any other kids. So they would force him to go and be in classes with the regular children. Well, about his third grade, in the third grade, his teacher came to the class and said, for this special assignment around this day of Easter, I want to do something special. So she went and grabbed the little plastic Easter eggs and passed them out to all of her students. She said, I want you to go home and spend the weekend thinking about what Easter means to you. So little Johnny, being though that he had a little mental condition, wasn't grown like the other children, he was treated just like they were. And she came to him and said, Johnny, I know that there's a special condition, but I want you to go home and see if you, in your cerebral palsy state, can do the same thing as the other children. So Johnny said, okay. So Johnny went home. But over the weekend, the teacher forgot to call Johnny's mom and dad and share with them about the special assignment. she got so busy taking care of her kids for Easter and taking care of Easter dinner that she forgot about poor Johnny. So when Monday came, the day after Easter, all the kids came back to school and they all bought their plastic eggs. So the teacher said, all right, let's figure out if you all did the assignment. So the young girl named Susie raised her hand and said, can I go first? So the teacher said, sure, Susie, you come and go first. So Susie went up and she gave her egg to the teacher. So the teacher said, let's see what your egg represents. So she opened her egg and out came a butterfly. She said, little Susie, explain this to me. How does a butterfly represent Easter? She said, because when the worm went into the cocoon, it was a worm, and now it has changed and is now flying away as a butterfly. She said, I get it, and gave her a gold star. The next boy was Tommy. Tommy said, I want to go next. I want to go next. She said, come on up, Tommy. Let's see what you got. So Tommy came up with his plastic egg and gave it to his teacher. And his teacher opened it up and, oh, jumped out a frog. The teacher said, okay, Tommy, why does a frog represent Easter to you? He said, because when the frog was a tadpole, he went into the lake and he changed and became a frog. So Johnny said, my turn, my turn, my turn. And the teacher recognizing, oh, I forgot to call little Johnny's mom. I forgot to call him. And they may not understand the assignment because of his case of cerebral palsy. But let's see. So she called Johnny on up and Johnny came up front and she said, okay, Johnny, where's your egg? So Johnny gave her his egg. And so she grabbed the egg and she said, all right, Johnny, let's see what your Easter egg says to represent Easter. And she opened it up and she looked and guess what? There was nothing in there. She said, oh, Johnny, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You didn't understand the assignment. And Johnny said, yes, 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 I did. She said, but there's nothing in the egg. It's okay. And Johnny said, no, that is my assignment. She said, I'm confused. It doesn't make sense. Johnny said, you see, there's nothing in the egg. Just like Jesus went into the tomb and there's nothing in the tomb. In other words, my egg represents the fact that Jesus Christ arose from the dead. Saints, if Johnny can understand this, then you and I can certainly grasp it too. What Johnny is trying to teach us is that the tomb is empty. Easter, the celebration of Resurrection Sunday, is all about a tomb being empty. God bless you and thank you so much for tuning in with us today. Don't forget, my brothers and sisters, it's all about us being committed to God. It's all about us being born again, and it's all about us being real for Him. Thank you, and I pray you'll join us next week. I pray you have a special Easter and that you celebrate well because the tomb is empty. God bless you.